What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another FM22 tactical masterpiece brought to you by the infamous Gyrfm, the tactical genius. He has been working on yet another tactic. Today we are talking about Gyrfm's Bane tactic. Now we're going to go over the tactic in a little period of time, but first and foremost what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the tests that we've done. We've done this with quite a few clubs, to be perfectly honest. Real Betis, Napoli, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 County, Charlton, Brentford, Chelsea. We've tested this at different stages of the English game and as well in a couple of divisions in Europe with some of the, dare I say, less favoured teams to win divisions, just to see how this tactic gets on, and I can assure you it is a monster tactic as well, hence the Bane name. So without any further ado, if you are new around here, please go and check out Gareth in the description. His links will be there to his Twitch, his Twitter, and his Discord, of course, where he talks tactics and helps you guys out make your tactic even better. So without any further ado, let's dive into the video. So guys, we take a trip to Spain first and foremost, where we start with Real Betis, and as you can see on the screen, they are predicted 50-1 to win the division and are currently predicted to finish 9th in La Liga. And with this tactic, not only did they win the division with 87 points, which is very, very impressive, they also picked up a domestic double. The Copa del Rey has been secured again. Unbelievable stuff from this sort of tactic. I know Real Betis in a couple of years get really, really good with the amount of new gens that they've got, but you don't expect this in season one. 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪 scoring goals left, right, and centre. Let's have a little look at him. 39 goals and 14 assists in 49 games for the Frenchman. Doing insane things with this tactic. Beating Real Madrid to the title is very, very impressive. I know it's only by a point, but 87 points out of 38 league games in La Liga is very, very impressive. Knocked out in the quarterfinal stage of the Europa League by Napoli. Again, no real shame there. 4-3 on that one as well, so a very, very close fought tie. And then in the Super Cup, the Copa del Rey, beating Real Madrid in the final 3-1. Let's expand this a little bit. Let's change these from formations horizontal to formations vertical. Should be a little bit nicer for everybody to see. But as you can see, guys, absolutely dominated Real Madrid, to be honest. Very even in terms of stuff, but on the scoreboard, not so even. With that, William Jose and 2 from 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪. 4, 1 in the defensive midfield, 3 flat midfielders, and then just the 2 guys up front trying to make things happen. So very impressive return for Real Betis. Let's expand La Liga a little bit so you can see things a little bit more. 91 goals scored for and 40 goals conceded against. So a very, very good return. Now, we said that Betis lost to Napoli, which is another team that we have tested this with. Let's head over to Italy. So we're over in Italy, who are predicted to finish 4th and have odds of 8-1 to win the Serie A. And the Serie A is definitely much more open than a lot of the other divisions. However, with this bad boy tactic, Napoli have done that. But not only have they done that, they have won a treble, Italian League, Italian Cup, and the Europa League as well. Winning the league by 4 points, beating AC Milan to that title. 27 victories out of 38 games in the league. Very, very impressive. Winning the Europa League, winning the Cup as well. It looks like 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪 has had a very, very prolific time of it. He looks like an exceptional talent in this year's game, I must admit. Scoring 28 goals and 8 assists in 39 appearances. Again, as I said, very, very impressive from him. In that Coppa Italia, how did they get on? They beat Juventus in the final 2-1 in extra time. Dybala missing a penalty, yikes. And then Fabian getting the job done in that 95th minute in extra time. As you can see again, guys, the team is set up pretty nicely here in this 4-1-3-2 shape, which we will go over in a little while. Once we finish reviewing this and how it got on with certain tests. As you can see though, beating AC Milan in the final, they are the holders of the Europa League now, which is good. 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪, is that how you say that guy's name? Scoring in the 93rd minute. Little all-Italian derby in that final. As I said though, these are the top sort of divisions. We tried a couple around Europe. We took this tactic back to England at a few various levels to see how they got on. Let's try things first and foremost with Notts County. So down in the National League, we start with Notts County, who have absolutely annihilated the division. I'm not really going to talk too much about the Emirates FA Cup and the 𝘼𝙗𝙤 FA Trophy because ultimately I don't think they matter. At this stage, it is all about getting themselves into that professional league again. Let me expand the stages a second and we can take a look at this league table. So Notts County, top of the league, 34 victories from 44 games, scored 122 goals, 107 points scored, and winning that league comfortably by almost 20 points ahead of Stockport, who were the team in second. Unbelievable result, to be honest. And this guy, 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪𝙩, scoring all the goals. Belgian striker, who'd have thought, in the National League, scoring 38 goals in all competitions. Again, as you can see, very prolific at all levels of the game. As I said, we tested this at multiple levels in England. Let's see how it got on a little bit higher up. But it's nice to know that this one works in non-league as well. Jumping up the leagues now, and we are with Charlton, who are predicted to finish 5th in the Sky Bet League One at odds of 5-1. And again, this is becoming a little bit of a pattern, isn't it, guys? This tactic also won the league with Charlton. Jonathan Lecco scoring 27 goals for Charlton in the league, 101 points, being Centurions in Sky Bet League One is very, very impressive. 31 victories, 8 draws, 7 losses, 106 goals scored. Again, absolutely dominating the competition. Sky Bet League One is actually quite a difficult one to get out of. In my previous saves that I've done, I've always found Sky Bet League One a little bit more tricky to get out of than some of the others. I don't know why I think that, but in terms of all competitions, you know, knocked out in the second round in the Emirates FA Cup by Crewe, Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, and then Spurs is under 23s in the Pizza Trophy. I think that's a very good season for Charlton, getting themselves back into the Championship again from odds of 5-1 to win the division. Whilst they aren't elite level team in the division, they are one of the heavy favourites. So let's move up a little bit to Brentford, who aren't exactly predicted to do very well in the Premier League. So to start the Premier League season, Brentford, according to the season preview, were 1,000-1 to win the division and predicted to finish stone dead last. And whilst they didn't do that, they managed to secure themselves a Europa League spot by finishing 6th in the Premier League, just 6 points behind Manchester City with this tactic, and just missing out on European competition. 101 points from Liverpool as well is absolutely disgusting. Knocked out in the 4th round of both the cups by Manchester United and Wolves respectively, but it's the performance in the Premier League which is very, very impressive for a team that is expected to finish right at the bottom. Now, with this Brentford team and with all these guys, I will say there are no transfers made. There are no training schedules done. It's all just get into a save, bang the tactic in, and then simulate the entire season in one sitting. Nothing happens. You don't check on the dynamic. You don't make any signings. It's all just in and out. And this is exactly how these tests are really, really good. 19 victories for Brentford in the season. As you can see, they beat Liverpool, who actually scored 101 points, which is just crazy. Beat Liverpool at Anfield. Beat Arsenal as well in there as some of the other teams that they beat. 6 draws and then 13 losses. Scored 69 goals and conceded 54, which with no signings for Brentford is very, very good. I know Brentford are doing pretty well in the Premier League right now, but I think a Europa League spot would be very, very impressive, finishing above Leeds, Chelsea, Spurs, all of these teams. Everton is another one. Newcastle relegated again, having had all this money, and being able to potentially break into that top 4 again. As I said, 6 points behind Man City, who are the team in 4th, isn't actually a lot to catch up in the Premier League. So with some signings and with a little bit more investment going into the Europa League, I think Brentford could do very, very well with this in a second season. The final stop on this tour is a team that finished 8th in this particular simulation. It is Chelsea. Lukaku is on the thumbnail for a reason. Let's dive into that test. So guys, I said Lukaku was on the thumbnail for a reason, and this is that reason. As you can see in the top right hand corner, Romelu Lukaku scored 64 goals with this tactic in all competitions. If we expand it, as you can see, 10 goals in 11 games in the Champions League, 36 goals in 31 appearances in the Premier League. Just a very, very dominant performance. 9 goals in 5 appearances in the Carabao Cup and 3 in 1 in the FA Cup. Prolific does not even start to speak about how good Lukaku is in this year's game. He's absolutely fantastic. For some reason, he's got 20 balance, which I don't quite understand. But with this test with Chelsea, you can already see that the Premier League title has been secured. But the most impressive thing about this, if we expand it, as you can see, they won pretty much everything. Won the Premier League, 97 points for Chelsea in the Premier League. As I said, Lukaku scoring 36 goals there. Won the Champions League, winning that on penalties against Bayern. We all know how good Bayern can be this year. And some interesting team selection here. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 and 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪. Interesting. Obviously, as I said, we just plug the tactic in and go on holiday. Werner misses his penalty, but Gyrfm'S and Alphonso Davies missed the penalties for Bayern Munich. They won the UEFA Super Cup, obviously, as being Champions League winners the year before, and they win that 5-2, beating Villarreal, comfortable there. And then Carabao Cup winners beating Liverpool in that final. Again, I can't investigate that too much. And then we're knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup by Manchester City. Despite Lukaku scoring a hat-trick, they lost 5-3. Okay, we can't take a look at the fixtures on that one either because it's so far in the past. In terms of that Premier League, though, Chelsea are expected to 9-2 to win the league. So this is a very, very comfortable victory in that Premier League, beating Liverpool and Manchester United, who are both on 85 points by 12 points. Is quite a sizable margin. Lukaku, top goal scorer in the Premier League. Timo Werner, second top goal scorer in the Premier League. High number of assists for Mason Mount as well. High number of clean sheets for Mendy, and a very high number of player in the matches again for Mr. Lukaku. So very, very impressive. 111 goals scored as well. Only 3 defeats in the whole season, away at Man City, away at Liverpool, and away at Leeds. 2 of those you definitely could kind of understand going either way. So we're going to break this tactic down, but before we do, guys, I have to give you an appeal. Before we break this tactic down, I'm going to have to give you an appeal to subscribe to the channel. Over 78% of you who view this content, I'm sure some of you guys have come over specifically on this video from FM Scout, aren't subscribed to the channel. It's free. Whilst you're down there, drop a subscribe on the channel, and also then go into the description, go and follow Gareth as well for all of his tactical brilliance. So we're going to go into this. We're going to break down this tactic, and this is the GYRFM 4-1-3-2 Bane. And as I said, very, very impressive. There is a link in the description as well to the FM Scout website if you are picking this up from YouTube directly, to go and download this tactic. If you are on PC or on Mac, you can download the tactic, put it in your tactics folder and import it into the game. If you are on FM Mobile or on the Xbox edition, or you're playing on Switch or something like that, I'm going to run through everything here so that you can go through and get the instructions exactly as intended to get this tactic firing on all cylinders. If you need to pause the video at any stage, please do so to make sure you get things 100% accurate. Starting things off then, we have a goalkeeper in goal as a sweeper keeper on defend. No additional instructions on the sweeper keeper. Very interesting formation, this one. It has inverted wing backs on both sides, both on the left and the right side. The same instructions for them. They are both inverted wing backs on support, and they come with added instructions of shoot less often, get further forward, and tackle harder. The difference between these bottom 4 and these top 3, the top 3 you will need to add yourself, and you can tell which ones they are with the red circle and the white cog next to them, and you can add them by clicking on the edit button here, and then you add them. So for instance, shoot less often is one of them, so you tick this box. Tackle harder is another one, so you tick this box, etc. Relatively self-explanatory. Then we move into the central defenders. They have 2 central defenders on defend, with the additional instruction of stay wider to go with the shoot less often, dribble less, and hold position. The man on his own in the deep lying playmaker role on support has tackle harder as an additional instruction, shoot less often, take more risks, and hold position. On the left hand side, we have a winger on support, and we also have a winger on support on the right hand side. They have the exact same instructions for them. So they come with dribble more, run wide with the ball, cross more often, and stay wider. And the additional instructions on these ones are mark tighter, tackle harder, get further forward, and cross from the byline. In the middle, central midfielder on attack. The man doing all the work in this tactic, if you ask me. He comes with the additional instructions of tackle harder and move into the channels. He will come up here and try and support as best he can in these sorts of areas coming from deep. And then you have 2 advanced forwards up top with the additional instructions of tackle harder. This is a custom tactical style, guys. You don't have to worry about this. Just start it as clean slate and then just make your own. It will, if you're remaking this, you don't need to worry about any of these tactical styles. Just start on clean slate and make your own. The tactical style is just a combination of all of this stuff here. So the mentality of it is attacking, which is interesting to see. Don't really see a lot of these attacking tactical styles. Attacking width is fairly wide. We are playing out of defense, a standard directness in terms of our passing, extremely high tempo, low crosses into the final third. We're running at the defense and we are being more expressive. In terms of in transition, guys, we are counter pressing and we are countering when possession has been won, and we are distributing the ball via rolling it out from the goalkeeper out of possession. You have the offside trap set, and we are a much higher line of engagement and a standard defensive line, also with a standard defensive width. We are triggering the press much more often, and we are preventing short goalkeeper distribution. What I'm going to do quickly, guys, is I'm just going to quick pick the whole best 11 so you can kind of see which players of Chelsea's fit in these particular positions, just so you can get a sort of feel for it. So it's Mendy in goal, James, Christensen, Rudiger, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, Mason Mount as the DLP, Kante in front of him at 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, then up front Lukaku and Kai Havertz. What I will say with this though, guys, this one is right at the end of the season. The tactical familiarity is up there. As you can see, tactical familiarity is massive this year in FM22. So don't just plug this tactic in and expect results straight away. Ideally, change something in the summer. Give yourself an entire preseason to work on stuff. Get that tactical familiarity down, and then the results will come. And I can assure you, the results will come. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed today's video, drop a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And whilst you are down there, please do drop into the description and check out Gareth. His Twitter, Twitch, and Discord links are all down there. Follow him on all of those platforms and go and say that Hood Gaming sent you. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon.